Yo, 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 live on location. Me and D Miles is staying our ass at home, staying safe, keeping clean. And we got a legend with us today, man, coming to us live on location from Dallas, Texas. He took a little time out from his golf game to come chop it up with your boys, man. We got Nick the Quick Van Exel. What it do, fam? We appreciate you.
It's about damn time, shit. Y'all don't play no golf, huh?
Not yet, no, man. Not yet.
Man, y'all tripping, man.
Brought to you by AT&T 5G.
First question we ask everybody who come on the show is,
who bust your ass first?
Who's the first person to bust your ass?
Yeah.
Man, hey, I'm a fan of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So all good.
That's what's up. We appreciate it.
Man, that's crazy because I was thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? I said, don't ask me that shit. I just been thinking about it, and I'm gonna say like this: everybody get their head cracked in the league.
You know that's right.
Everybody get their head cracked. I don't care who you is. You getting your head cracked at some point. And like, come to mind, I remember two guys. I don't know if they was the first ones, but I just remember the ass whoopers they gave me. One was Kenny Smith. Kenny, the 40 ball. And when I was in LA. But I had the flu. It was the flu game for me though, but I wasn't no Jordan flu game. You know
he was with the Rockets?
Yeah, because you know we was double teaming the big fella.
Yeah.
They're naked, but it was 40, and I had to be the one, I had to take that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I think Dana Barrows, I think he gave me a 50.
I remember Dana Barrows. Folks, hey.
He gave me a 50 ball in Philly, man. I don't know if we won that game or not, but yeah, he gave me a 50 ball, dog.
Hey, people sleep and forget about Dana Barrows. He was a bucket. Yes. He was a little dude, and he was a bucket.
He was so nasty at splitting the pick and roll, dog. It wasn't nothing you can do as a guard because once that screen came, he was splitting the big every time, and his jumper was so wet it was stupid.
Man. So Kenny was just shooting your, both of them was just shooting your face off, huh? Just it was a lot of jump shots, huh?
Yeah, especially for Kenny because we had the double team dream. And but he was out there just butt naked, but he was on fire. And it seemed like he was shooting. I'm running out there late. So I'm the one looking like, man, you getting killed. You know what I'm saying? We don't know the game, we got a double team the big fella every time, but he was on fire. But Dana Barrows gave me buckets. Like he was off the dribble, going at me. Like he was really giving up buckets there.
I didn't know you was from Wisconsin.
Yeah,
I always thought you was from Texas. I was like, man, I thought you was either from Texas or you was from the DC area.
Nah, man. Straight Wisconsin, cheesehead. Hey, my favorite team is the Bears, the Chicago Bears.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Yeah. That's right. There you go.
Because we always beat the shit out of them. We love our division.
Why you laughing that hard?
Hey man, I'm a cheesehead, man.
I got my Bears tattoo right here, and I'm true with it. I look.
You went to St. Joe's High School.
Yeah, St. Joe's.
St. Joe's High School. How was that? Was it any other high school in the area you could have went to, or St. Joe's had some history, and you was like, nah, I gotta go to St. Joe's and ball.
Well, we had Bradford and Tremper. So I'm from Kenosha, a little small town, right by Racine, Karan Butler hometown.
Racine, Karan Butler, I remember that.
So we had two public schools, was Tremper and Bradford. And I was on the north side. All my boys went to Bradford. And St. Joe's was the Catholic school, the private school. So I went there. And I probably should have went to Bradford, but you know what I'm saying? At the time, I wanted to go to Joe's. So I went to Joe's. We went to two state championships, lost both of them back to back. But it was just, they had history in that town because the cats who I grew up idolizing, they went to St. Joe's. And when you're young, you like 10, 11, and you going to them high school games and they coming out in the warm-ups and they stripes. and the crowd getting hyped, man. That's
Layup line, they running around the court when they come out, music come
Yeah.
on. It's like, oh,
And we know how it is for some, in some areas, the Catholic school be nicer. It seemed like they got like more like a college type atmosphere than some of the public league schools. So I know what you mean.
Yeah, and it's tough too though, because we from a different place than where they are. You know what I'm saying? Like we from the ghettos, and they got money.
Right,
and
right.
That adjustment was tough. You know what I'm saying? But I made it through.
So you was like a late bloomer, and not really a late bloomer. You was doing your thing, but a lot of colleges and big time schools didn't come to Wisconsin, Coach Notion in Wisconsin looking for players and thinking they the best. So what? So that was the decision that made you have the decision to go to Trinity.
What happened was I wasn't too interested in school, so
right.
that was one, and then number two, I thought I was better than what was recruiting me. I was getting recruited by a lot of Division I schools, but they were mid-major. You know what I'm saying?
Right, mid-major.
I'm like, man, I know I'm better than this, man. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go to JUCO and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? It was 2 junior colleges. It was one, Mesa, Arizona. They was nice back in the day, but they didn't give scholarships to out-of-state students. So then I just went on down to Trinity Valley in Athens, Texas, right outside of Dallas. So it worked out. Now that was a culture shock for me coming from Texas. That shit was different.
And was that the first time? Was that your first time being away from home on your own like that too?
Yeah, no doubt. And I was like way away from home.
Like you way on the bottom.
Man, I used to call mom like, I'm coming home, I'm tired of this. Come home, you're gonna be just like them boys on the corner drinking that Crown Royal. You better stick it out, man, because she wouldn't let me come home. So I had to stick it out for 2 years. It was rough though.
Could it have been any other team than Cincinnati? And if it wasn't, why you choose Bobby Huggins in Cincinnati when Cincinnati still was like, they coming, but folks don't really know it yet.
Well, when I was in JUCO, like my where I wanted to play first, my choices was Louisville. I wanted to go to UNLV, and I love Syracuse. You know what I'm saying? Derek Coleman and Pearl Washington. I love them back in the day, but they must have thought I was a peon or something because they ain't even recruit me. I was actually sending them letters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, straight up. I was sending them letters. But it came down to Cincinnati and New Mexico State. Mexico State had all them boys from Chicago down there at the time, Reggie Jordan, Randy Brown, and all of them. So they was nice. They used to battle UNLV back in the day. But I chose Cincinnati because I got a chance to go back to the crib. I got a chance to go play in Milwaukee against Marquette, and at the crib in Chicago against DePaul. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go here. Then my family and friends, they get a chance to see me up close. So that's why I chose Cincinnati. I ain't know nothing about Cincinnati, dog, until I got to JUCO. They was recruiting me. I didn't know nothing about it. I didn't know big Oscar Robertson I didn't know nothing about Cincinnati.
Hey, so was Coach Harrison was there, right? Was he assistant?
Yep, he was an assistant. Yep.
He the one who recruited me. DePaul. He was. So this is the story, bro. This is crazy because you left there, I think, in what, 93, right?
Yeah.
Now I came to remember the Dave Kreider camp they used to hold there? I came to Dave Kreider camp. Like, so my coach, Larry Butler, and Larry Harrison had a relationship. So, you know what I'm saying? He was my AAU coach, and they, coaches know each other, whatever. So he invited our team down. It was like an overnight camp at University of Cincinnati. We come down, and I remember you being there working out, and I was like, dude. We was like, we was like, that's like, and then you went and got drafted, like, or either maybe you had got drafted. I can't remember whether you had gotten drafted. I remember it being you, and we all knew that you was the dude, and we was like, man, that's Nick Van Exel. It was like, you know what I'm saying? Then I think Danny Fortson was just coming in or something, and he was there, and I just remember that. That was like the first time I ever met you and Danny Fortson at the same time. I remember Coach Harrison from back then. Like, that was when my relationship first ever started, like me knowing Coach Harrison or whatever. So when it came time for him to recruit me, I knew, you see that mustache, you remember him. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Big, thick mustache.
Yeah.
It's funny because of that Dave Crider camp when all the kids used to come there. Man, I swear we used to go in the gym and we used to try to put on the show because we wanted to let them know, like, you know what I'm saying, we was for real. Like, we was trying to intimidate, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I never forget that, bro. That was the first. I was like, man, like we was down there because like I was in like 8th grade, and you know what I'm saying, like we was coming down there, and it was like we was going out of the state and stuff. It was like a big deal for all us, and then we got to see y'all. I was like, this crazy.
Yeah, that was a big.
Bobby Huggins, like he one of them coaches. You heard he's so hard nosed and he all this and all that, but he going to get them brothers. Like he going to get the ones that the rough uncut that don't nobody else want. Them the one guys he want to form a team and go at it. And they play hard and tough. You know, you're gonna have a battle.
And they love them. They love them.
All this players always love. How was it to play for Bobby Huggins, and what did he teach you to, move on in life and move on in your career with?
Hugs was tough, man. I ain't gonna lie. That was probably one of the toughest coaches I ever had to play for in my life. I had my 9th grade coach, Dr. Knight. He was tough. And then I had my JUCO coach, Big Red in Trinity Valley. He was tough. But then none of them compared to Hugs. But what they did, they helped me get ready for Hugs. And that shit still ain't help. So, but Hugs, man, it was like the guys he recruited, man, was myself, Corey Blunt, Herb Jones, Eric Martin, Terry Nelson. Like, we was all junior college players, A.D. Jackson. And it's crazy because when you got all these different junior college kids, JUCO, we was a little different. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't, the 5 stars and stuff like that. Most of the time, JUCO players had a little edge about them. And this dude molded that together, man. And he molded it together in a way as a player, we didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? But, we respected the grind. Like, he would literally have you ready to run through a wall. You know what I'm saying? That was just the way he was. And he would get in your face and curse you out, kick you out of practice. I swear to God, man, I've been kicked out of practice so many times with Hugs, and I just my other teammates, and we would literally get kicked out of practice, dog. Take a shower, get ready to go eat. Next thing you know, we in the line at the cafeteria, assistant coach Steve Moeller coming. Come on, big guy, coach wants you back in practice. Man, we got to go back to practice, man. Like that's the kind of stuff we was going through all the time. But everybody, man, we knew that the stuff that he was teaching, it was legit. You know what I'm saying? He instilled in us that toughness, man, that grit, that grimy basketball. Like, we up in your face for 40 minutes. We ain't letting up for 40 minutes. And that kind of carried over, man, for me, especially going into the NBA. Like, it was just no fear. It was no fear, and he put a lot of that in me, man. He put a lot of the, when you line up against guys, you always got to think that they gonna bust your ass. No matter who it is, you always got to go into the game thinking you can get beat or you can get dusted off. If you go in there and letting your hand down, letting your guard down one time, it's gonna happen. But if you go in there ready, knowing it could happen, then you're gonna give it your best shot. So, man, Hugs was great, man, and he's a little different now. He ain't the same Hugs as he was back when he was with us. He a little calm.
You can't be. The one thing though, when you going against a coach, a team coached by Bobby Huggins, that they gonna be tough and they gonna play defense, and you not about to have this is not about to be either. I played against the Cincinnati teams with Kmart, Melvin Levitt, DJ, all of those boys, like tough. Steve Logue, Lil Logue was it, man? Tough team. And look, I've been playing against Steve Logue since grade school in AAU. Like, I played against him, Midwest right there. We was in many tournaments since like 7th, 8th grade. They personified toughness. You was going to a dog fight with them. We got literally into fights with those teams.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, straight up.
Hey,
Yeah.
so tell me about that 92 season, because like you said, you didn't really hear too much about Cincinnati. So like these accomplishments that you got here and do to go to the Final Four and to make these runs in the tournament and all that stuff. This is like a team that's not known to the Georgetowns, the UNCs and stuff. It's a new team in the 90s that's going to make some noise. So how was that season for you to go when y'all lost to the Fab Five to go there deep in the tournament?
Yeah. Man, that I ain't gonna lie, dog. That was the best year of my basketball life ever. I tell people, I'm like, that year was the best year ever of me playing basketball, man. We had the tightest group of guys, man, that you can, like, the Fab Five was just like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Our group, man, we was so tight, man. We on the group text now to this day, chopping it up, talking trash to each other. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
Everything, man. But it's crazy because coming into that season, we didn't know each other.
Yeah.
But Corey Blunt and Eric Martin played on the same junior college team in California, Rancho Santiago Community College. They both won back-to-back championships. They played against Terry Nelson, who went to Long Beach City College. He was in the championship against them. So that's 3 winners right there. I knew Herb Jones the year before because he was the player of the year in JUCO, and he gave us like 36 down in Florida. We went in the tournament. He killed us. They was bringing in Anthony Buford was sitting out. He was going to play with us. He was a transfer. Then we had A.D. Jackson, another player, him and T. Gibson. Like, so going into the season, and that summertime was what, 91? All of us get on campus. Man, when I tell you, dog, everywhere we went, it was 3 of us.
Right.
You never seen one of us solo. And I tell people to this day, like, to have a good team, like, you got to have good team chemistry.
Yes.
Not just on the court, but off the court. But off the court translate to the on the court.
Yeah.
Man, we were so tight. Our goals was win the conference. Our goal was win the conference tournament. Our goals was finish with like 4 or 5 losses. Our goals was like make it to the Elite 8. Man, we made all our goals, man. We made every single goal that we set and had no idea about Division I basketball. It was crazy.
Yeah.
That's dope.
To get that much success and go to the Final Four, like I say, you get a taste of it and you can see it by going to Final Four. That next year that y'all played, how was your thought process? Was like, oh shit, we finna win this month. like we went Final Four last year, like we finna win it this year.
That was our main thing. So we did our goals again, and it was national championship at the end of it. Like we really felt we had a good chance. Our starting guard Alan Jackson, he got hurt. You know, he had a knee problem, so that kind of hurt us. You know what I'm saying? Made us a little weaker as far as our depth. And then, you know, me and Michael Finley talk about it all the time. You know, because we was recruiting them heavy,
Right.
and we like. You know what I'm saying? We talk about it all the time to this day. Finn was like, man, you know, he wanna go, he didn't promise me he was gonna start me. So that's why he went to Wisconsin. But he said it was either Cincinnati or Wisconsin, man. But if we would have got Michael Finley, we would have won that thing, man. But
straight up,
we wanted to play the Fab Five again. We wanted a rematch with them cats because we respected them, man. 5 freshmen, you know what I'm saying, doing what they doing, you know, changing the culture, putting eyes on college basketball. And them dudes, man, you had to respect them, you know what I'm saying? And we wanted that rematch, man. But, you know, North Carolina, George Lynch and them guys, Donald Williams, they knocked us out in the Elite 8.
Your draft process, how many teams you worked out for?
Man, it was probably about 13, 14, man. Probably.
See, Nick, you like me. He the one who was privileged. He did like maybe 3 or 4 workworkouts, went and had nice steak dinners and chilled. We grinding. We out here flying coast to coast, maybe trying 2 or 3 teams, 2 or 3 times for a team. They want to bring you back. Did anybody try you like the week of the draft to try and come have you sneak in and do some stuff? All that. See,
that's crazy.
They handled us, bro. They handled us.
Yeah, man. I had workouts, man, to where they knew I was going to a different place the next day, and they tried to just dog me. Like,
throw the kitchen sink at you.
Oh man, I went to Seattle, worked out for George Carl, and back in the day, I collected hats, so I had a Duke on. I didn't like Duke, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't stand Duke, but the hat was fly. You know what I'm saying? The hat was fly, you know what I'm saying? So I was rocking the Duke hat. I had no idea George Carl was. George Carl was no. I don't know nothing about George Carl. So my workout, he just killing me, right? And the coach from Portland was working out. I think it was Terry Stotts. He working me over one-on-one. Stotts has some game, man. He killing me. Right, I'm little, 175, straight out of college. Stotts, old big shoulders, working me one-on-one. So I'm like, man, I'm tired as hell. I got to go to LA. Got workouts coming up. So at the end of the workout, George Kyle, he tried to make me do 5. 1, 2, 3. I said, okay. I jogged the first one, barely. So I go sit down. He come over to me. He said, this is for the draft or whatever. He said, I think you can run a little bit harder, but he was being a little arrogant in the stuff he was saying. I told him, I said, Coach, man, you know what? The next one's gonna be a cool down. So they called me back up there again. I ran slower. I'm like, man, y'all trying to kill me, man. I got other workouts. And then I told them, I said, y'all ain't gonna draft me. Y'all got GP, Dana Barrels, you know what I'm saying? They was loaded with PG. They had like 4 PG.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, man, we're here working me out like crazy when I got these other workouts. But man, it was a grind, man. It was a grind.
All of us want to get drafted number 1. We want to be first round pick. We want to be lottery pick. But you was fortunate to get drafted in the second round. But you get drafted to the Los Angeles Lakers. Like, this is the team that all the basketball, like in that area, you watch the Lakers play.
Right.
To get drafted by the Lakers, I know it's bittersweet because you ain't go as high as you want to.
Right.
But to hear that Lakers, as soon as you hear the Lakers draft, it's like, shit, it's on.
No doubt. No doubt.
So how was that?
It was cool, man, because in Cincinnati, it was a little media thing going on with Cincinnati and, our team because of who we were, where we came from. And it was kind of a little rift, you know what I'm saying? So when I went in the second round, the media was like, why'd you go in the second round? They was trying to make me feel bad. You know what I'm saying? Man, they don't know the night before me and Blunt was together. He got drafted in the first round to the Bulls. So me and him went down to the riverfront. We went to Jeff Ruby's Steakhouse on the riverfront. Man, we had a great time. We was like, man, this is the best day of our life. Right. It was the second round, third round. Man, the Lakers, you know what I'm saying, drafted me in the second round. The round didn't mean nothing to me. What I was thinking about was, I'm finna go out here and prove that I'm better than where I went. I wasn't mad at all at the process. I wasn't mad one bit. And people to this day, they always try to make me feel a certain way. But you can't make me feel a certain way, man. I came from Kenosha, Wisconsin, single parent home. Parents did this, grew up in this. Like, man, I made it. So you ain't finna put no damper on me just because you want me to feel a certain way. Man, that was the happiest day of my life, man. Shit, knowing I was playing that purple and gold, Magic, and I can just remember being a kid watching them games, and it's dark, and all you see is that bright ass yellow floor. That's all.
Look like a stage. It look like a stage. It's dark everywhere, like you right on stage.
That's what I want to know. So how was that? How was that feeling? Had you ever been to LA before getting drafted there and going there? Like, how was that when you first get there? You like you say, it's the best day of your life. You drafted by the Lakers. Like, when you touched down, how was that coming off that plane in the airport, seeing them palm trees when you leaving the airport? How did that feel?
Man, it's crazy because the first time I was there, of course, was for the workouts. You know what I'm saying? Earlier, but when I went there, and start staying, it's like, man, palm trees. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to walking around with trees when you jumping up, pulling berries off of them.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, man, everywhere you go is palm trees, man. It's sun all the time.
Yeah.
Beautiful flowers everywhere you go. you know, and at the time, the early 90s, you know, you had NWA, Boys in the Hood, you know, you had a different kind of mixture as well. So, you know, I'm riding around at lights. I'm so nervous, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm looking around at every light. I don't know what's going on, man. I'm not even looking at the water, man. But it was so live, man. We were just young. You know, we had a young team, but that experience, man, that was a hell of an experience, man. And my first few years out there, man, was beautiful.
You had a lot of early success. You came in kind of rolling, like people's favorite point guard. You was busting their ass, like at the time. Like, when did you know?
Team.
Yeah, when did you know? Like, oh shit, like they can't stop me, like at all. Like they ain't figured this left hand shit out, or they ain't figured nothing out. They can't stop this shit. Like, when did you know, like, that, like, I can kill your favorite point guard every night?
That's a good question, man. I ain't gonna lie. I always had that confidence that, you know what I'm saying, whoever I go up against, you know, I'm gonna have to go at him, you know what I'm saying, no matter who it was. Because that's what Hugs was like. Everybody can beat you. Everybody can destroy you. So you always got to be on pins and needles. I can remember probably my first, not my first preseason game, but maybe the third or fourth preseason game. We playing Seattle in the Forum. And GP, I knew about GP because, you know, he was the glove. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I think I just faced Stockton in preseason in Hawaii. Go home. Now we got the glove, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, a little nervous, you know what I'm saying, but ready for the battle. I can remember, man, this dude, man, I did a move on the glove, man, and when I tell you this dude just shoved me all the way across the floor with man, I'm falling and rolling. I'm like, man, so I had to get up, go to him, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, what's up, you know, we jawing.
Right.
And from that point on, I knew that everybody gonna try you. They gonna try you, and if you don't stand up for you know who you are, man, you're gonna get dusted in this league,
and the
man.
whole league gonna see it. The whole league gonna see it.
Exactly. So I had to get up. I had to go in his face. John, he told me, he said, "Yeah, I've been waiting on you. I've been waiting on you." So man, from that point on, it was like, man, it's on. Like whoever you see, it's on. Like the glove, he was like, if you ain't ready for this league, you're gonna get dogged out. Straight up.
Rest in paradise, Kobe. You know, you're a fan of the show. We had Kobe on the show, and when Kobe got drafted, he got drafted to the Lakers, and you was there. We asked him who was the first person to bust his ass. And of course, he was like, shit, I ain't get a chance to get on no NBA court. Nick the Quick was busting my ass. Right.
He said you kept
hitting him with
anything
about that when Kobe came in?
Yeah.
And you got a chance to play against him, and how determined and hard worker he was to try to be the best?
Yeah. Man, it's crazy, man, because when Cole first came in, I could just like, even in his passing, man, rest in peace, even in his passing, I see the young Cole, the 18, 19-year-old Cole, you know what I'm saying? So I can always see Cole with his little frail body walking in the gym. You know, he got his head is taller than the rim. You know what I'm saying? That was just swag. It was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm walking up, kill these old cats. And Cole used to do us so dirty in practice, dog. It was he used to do. And people be thinking I'd be joking when I say some of this stuff, man. But this dude, well, I wouldn't say joking, but don't think I'd be as serious or it's true. But this dude, man, worked so freaking hard, dog. And his work ethic, I don't play with some really good players, man. This dude work ethic was better than everybody I've seen. It wasn't even close. He would get the 6'9" guys, the power forwards, you know, Corey Blunt, Sean Rooks, rest in peace, and the other guys, and they would go play one-on-one on the side baskets. And the crazy part was the one-on-one was Kobe was working in the mid-post, and they had to defend him. And Kobe was the only one on offense. They were just playing defense. So every time Kobe scored, he get a point. If he missed, they get a point as a group. so
as a group.
The dude he did it every day, man. It didn't stop. It was every day. It was relentless, man. And Cole, man, it was just so sad, what happened. But the things he said that he was going to do, he did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody remember it was a clip when we had a preseason game in Vegas. He crossed dude up at the top of the key and
dunked on Jahidi.
Oh,
wow.
Man.
Now, that was Ben Wallace, wasn't it?
That was Ben Wallace trying to take a charge.
Ben Wallace, he boomed.
Oh. Nasty.
Boom, that boy. I remember y'all face you and Eddie Jones. I remember y'all face on that bench in Vegas, boy. Like,
yeah.
That's another thing. Cole told us, dog, coming out of the timeout. Dale drew up a play for them to give him an ISO at the top of the key. Cole told us, I'm about to cross this fool up and dunk on him. That was his exact words leaving the huddle. I'm about to cross this fool up and dunk on him.
And if he didn't do it, history.
that was our reaction on the bench because he said that.
Yeah.
I'm about to cross this fool up and dunk on him, and that's exactly what he did. So our reaction was like, this dude just said he and did it at 18 years old, dog.
18
years old. Right.
And everything he said, like Cole wanted to be a winner. He wanted to be one of the best. He did it.
At what point, though, like, throughout his process, did you, like, because, you, Eddie Jones was the guys when he came in. Like, he came into a situation where it was already a solidified situation. And I know, like you saying, in practice, that had to be, at what point did it just turn where it was like, obviously they made the decision to move EJ up out of there and they saw what was going on. So at what point for y'all did y'all start seeing in practice, like, man, like this kid is out of here? Like, at what point was that, like, for y'all?
Probably the second year, because the first year was tough for him because he was getting a lot of playing time. And then, Cole was like, he was a one-on-one thing. His favorite saying was, I'm the best one-on-one player in the league. Can't nobody hold me one-on-one. Ain't nobody check me one. That was his favorite saying all the time. He would literally come down and do some crazy stuff. And Dale would be like, Kobe, you can't do that, Kobe. And he would come back and do it again. Like, how many players as that young, a rookie, still a teenager, do some crazy stuff, and the coach tell you not to do it again, I ain't gonna do it again.
Yeah,
Kobe
right.
Came right back and did it again. And it was nonstop his whole year like that. And, Dale was getting a lot of pressure to play Kobe, early on in Kobe's career that first year, but Dale didn't want to do it. He didn't think he was ready. So it was a little struggle for Kobe. But that second year, Kobe really didn't care. Like, he was just, like, determined. Like, I always say myself, Cream gonna rise to the top. Cream gonna rise to the top. And Kobe knew he was that Cream. You know what I'm saying? He just kept going. He kept going. And then when you keep going and keep going, guess what? They accept it. And everybody started to realize, you know what? This boy finna be cold, man.
He who he say he is.
yeah. He finna be cold for real.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. It's so hard to get 4 players from one team to be on the All-Star team. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that 4th player, sometimes that 3rd player might not get the credit that your team is succeeding in or your record or whatever. But y'all to have 4 players in the All-Star game and one of the players to come off the bench to make the All-Star game. Like, how was that? I know y'all was like, that's crazy. We all 4 of us, we going to the All-Star game together.
It was cool, man, but I ain't gonna lie. Like, for me personally at that time, like, I didn't think I was an All-Star. I thought I had better years before then that I probably should have made the team, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know why I really made the All-Star team, to be honest with you. Maybe it was because at the time Shaq had got hurt during that season, but we held the fort. You know what I'm saying? We were still balling a little bit, so I don't know why the hell I made the All-Star team. Shit, but it was cool, man. It was a good experience, going to New York. But I really wasn't no kind of to me, that didn't excite me. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to win more than anything. I wasn't no person who wanted to go to the All-Star game and playing the game. That wasn't any of my goals. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to go to the All-Star and have fun. I didn't want to go to All-Star and have practice.
Yeah. Speaking about winning, when y'all got Shaq, you know, you got Kobe, you got Eddie Jones, you got star power, you got great role players. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think that you finna win a championship, or you definitely think that you got a shot at it. So how was that, like, knowing that y'all got all this star power, y'all got everything in place, and y'all want to compete for a championship, but y'all was falling a little bit short?
Yeah, man, we was stacked, man. Boy, we was good, man. But I tell people, we were just young, man. We was young. We didn't know how to win. You know what I'm saying? So we had Shaq, was the most dominant big man in the game. You know, and then his supporting cast, you know, we was pretty good. Me, Eddie, Ceballos, Eldon, Robert Ory, Rick Fox. Then we had a young Kobe, and we was just young. Like, at that time, Utah was so goddamn good, man. I mean, they were just get y'all. They was doing us dirty, man, and we had no answers for them, man. We didn't know how to get to that next step. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Y'all been in the league. Y'all know how it is. You can be here, but you still got to get there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And we weren't ready for that next level, man. And, you know, once they, you know, revamped it up, you know what I'm saying, and did they changes, they got Phil in there, started teaching them how to win. Everything, you know, turned around for them. But I always tell people, I said, the team they won that championship with, you can add myself, Eddie, Eldon, Ceballos. Like, we all played together with that team that won championships. So can you imagine how many championships we could have really had? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it was tough, especially when losing. When you think you got a really good chance at winning that thing and always falling short, that shit hurt them years we was losing to Utah.
The one thing that I think when I think about you and your game that stand out for me is that from jump, basically start to finish, no matter which team you went to, you was a starter or a six man and definitely a rotational contributor. And for me, I think that like speaks volumes for you to be a second round pick, you know what I'm saying, to go 37 and then to have the career you had. Talk about where you got that perseverance from, and every team you went to, like, you had your same swagged out game, playing, doing your same whatever. I can, you know, see the headband, the high socks, all that. different uniforms, but it's the same boogie. And I can hear Cole saying that you telling them you reach, I teach, and you doing the fakes, and you had some of the craziest, you know what I'm saying, hand game fake. Like, where did you just get that confidence at to just keep it throughout?
Man, that's playground basketball, man. Like, where I grew up, man, we hooped on the concrete, you know what I'm saying? So it was every weekend, man, in the summer, or every day in the summertime, we either going on the north side, or they coming, we either going on the south side, or they coming to the north side. And we just locking horns every single day, you know what I'm saying, on the concrete. And if you ain't tough, if you ain't sticking up for yourself, if you let somebody bully you, let somebody puncture you, let somebody talk trash to you, you ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna make it. And we was playing against the older cats, man. Walt G, Al, Steele, Tiny, Bit. Like, we was playing against, and them cats, to me, they was cold.
Right.
And when we had a chance to go up against them, we already knew they was gonna try to punk us. We already knew they was giving us chest shots, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, elbows. That's what it was. So growing up that way, that just prepared me for everything else after that. When I got to the league, I saw GP as a bully. You know what I'm saying? I saw Kevin Johnson as a bully. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm going back into my back in the day where you got to respond to a bully, man, by trying to hit him back, not being afraid, or not showing any fear. And that just came from just me growing up the way I grew up, man.
One of the moves that you do, like, you're a point guard, but you got big hands. And, you know, we grew up on Mike, and we used to see Mike, you know, faking all that stuff. And then your game, right, you with the left, you'll fake him up, like, you know, stuff. Right. Did you get that from Mike? I always wanted to ask you that. Did you get that from Mike, or who did you see that from to add that to your game?
You know, actually, that was Dr. J, dog. It was because Dr. J had the mitts, And I can just always see Dr. J doing that.
Like, yeah.
And so that's where I got that from, Dr. J, because he had, every time I used to shake Dr. J hand, I'd be like, God damn, Doc.
And you got big hands. So yeah.
Right.
I got that from Doc, man.
That's what's one more person I wanted to ask before we get off the Lakers. One of the guys that don't never really get appreciated, or you know what I'm saying, people don't never really say a lot about him, is like Eddie Jones. Eddie Jones was dope to me, like defensively and offensive. A lot of people don't even say how nice he was on defense. But just speak about just playing with Eddie Jones when you got, seeing him going on the career. Just, you older now, you can really appreciate how good he actually was.
Man, I love EJ, man. That's my guy to this day. We golf all the time, you know what I'm saying? So that's my guy, man. We actually live like next door to each other pretty much, in LA. Little condos and everything. So, man, that was my dude, man. When, we played against each other in college, you know what I'm saying? So we was a little familiar with one another. And, man, we hit it off on the first day, you know what I'm saying? We were just tight. EJ, man, I tell you what, it was nights where Dana Barros or AI or somebody cooking me. They got it. EJ, you got to switch. You got to go get him. You got to put that flame out. So EJ covered my back a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? And he was so nasty, man. He was so nasty. And it's funny because when he first came to the Lakers, I think he was wearing number 25. And then they were about to retire 25's number. I think it was Gail Goodrich, I think. Yeah. And he didn't know what number he should get. I said, man, you should get number 6, man, because you play like Dr. J with them long ass arms.
Right.
All that
stride.
Stride like a mug, man. So he ended up taking number 6, man. But that's my guy, man. EJ, one of the coolest dudes, man, I ever played with. Genuine, down to earth. Always the same, man. Love that dude.
Later on in your career, once you left the Lakers, you weren't catching bodies. How you was catching bodies when you was with the Lakers. What dunk on you remember when you was a Laker that you remember like, oh, I boomed that boy that time? That body you caught. I seen a couple of highlights with the Lakers where you can caught a couple of people. And then you slowed them knees on. You cut them knees on down once you got to Denver and everywhere else. But when you with the Lakers, you was bodying folks. So who was that body you remember?
Man, with the Lakers, I don't remember, man, because I really want to know Steve Francis, Baron Davis. You know what I'm saying?
But you will get him.
Really, you know what? I caught Dream, but it was in the preseason game in San Diego. And that was a national.
That's legendary right there.
That's legendary. Folks didn't see that. That one on national right there. That one on national.
That was a preseason game. So I caught him slipping one time on the baseline.
Ooh, Kevin Johnson, the greatest defenders ever, man.
Ooh, that was. And then I heard KJ had the nerve to ask Dream to sign that poster.
Ooh. Hey, you know what's crazy? Like I was telling this story. Like I was playing against Miami and Lonzo got a block on me, and we all got the same agent and stuff. So I get to the crib a couple of weeks later, I get this picture, and it say to D Miles, man, thanks for the 1,000 block. I said, that's bullshit.
Yeah, he was his 1,000th block, Jeff. And
why my shit couldn't be 99 or 1,001 or something like that? It was like a milestone.
Yeah, we all got the same agent, Jeff Wexler. Jeff sent it to him.
I threw that shit away immediately.
Hey, this what I want to ask you though, because like we talk about later on in your career after the Lakers, and we talk about how still how much of a contributor you were. Like for me, in my eyes, as still coming up a young boy, obviously you weren't the first one to do this or whatever, but like you was one of the first dudes that I looked at like, man, he taking a 6-man role and he's still him. Like like you made that, like for me, was one of the first people in my mind that I looked at like as a person who had super game, who was a boy, who was could be a starter. Could be a starter, but went to the bench and still came in like a starter. Didn't have no problem. You wasn't tripping about it or nothing. Like, tell me about that approach and where, like, how you wrapped your mind around that and still, like I say, still was just bringing your same game.
Man, it's funny, man. People they try to give you them little stereotypes, man, and it's kind of sad when people don't really know you as a person. So everybody thought I was a selfish player, this and that. You know what I'm saying? But I go back my whole career. You know what I'm saying? When me and D Fish came into the Lakers. He came in with Kobe and those Shaq, and I had got hurt. I had had knee surgery, and D Fish starting. So, you know, when I started to get healthy again, they wanted to throw me back out there and start. And I'm like, nah, I'd rather have D Fish keep starting, let me come off the bench, because now give D Fish more confidence. I already got my confidence up, and then I think we'd be better like that. You know what I'm saying? So people forget about stuff like that. They want to act like just because I went to Denver or I used to shoot the ball, but I still got my assist up. You know what I'm saying? They want to paint you as one type of person. So when I was in Denver, I was tired of losing. You know what I'm saying? That was basically it. That was the only reason why I wanted to get out of Denver, because I didn't see no light at the end of the tunnel at the time. And, you know, Dallas called at the last hour, dog. Literally the last hour. They was like, would you come to Dallas? I said, hell yeah, I'm coming to Dallas. And they was like, well, you know you probably won't be. I don't care if I ain't starting. I'm going to play. I know I'm going to play. So I ain't got no problem with that. And, you know, real basketball players know, as long as you're playing at the end of the game, that's all that counts. I don't care about starting. In the last 2 minutes of the game, if I'm on the floor, that's winning time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's the most important time of the game. So my thought process going into Dallas was, for one, these cats is already nice. Dirk, Steve, and Finn, they already nice. Mm-hmm. I can't go over there and fuck that shit up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I got to be on my P's and Q's, you know, on my best behavior. You know what I'm saying? So I went there, and it was a struggle at first because, like I say, they were so good. When you new to a situation, you don't want to be the one that's, you know, slowing things down. You know what I'm saying? You got to fit in and try to keep that thing rolling. But it was hard for me. So my role in Dallas completely changed. You know, in Denver, I was more of I used to get buckets and drop dimes off. Yeah. In Dallas, my minutes were a little shorter. So Nelly was like, man, you need to score the ball. Like Nelly used to cuss me out, dog, if I didn't shoot the ball. God damn it, shoot the ball, I'm taking you out.
Right.
I started jacking. So that's why I really became just a person that came off the bench and just started shooting with no conscience, because that's the way Nelly wanted me to play. He knew that we needed that role, and I was that role player.
I got another story in Denver. Like, of course, you was killing everybody. I remember we used to come to Denver when we first got to the league, and Rafe LaFrance was playing with y'all, right? So, you know, this is the first time I'm playing in Denver. I'm talking noise to James Posey. I don't even know Jay. That's why Pose loved me to this day. He's like, you just talking noise. So we get to Denver, and I just remember this. This is the first time I really got dunked on. So it was high screen and roll, you and Rafe LaFrance, and you know I'm on the wing, and I gotta get the roll, man. So I'm used to Rafe. I'm used to Rafe like popping for the jumper.
Right.
So I'm late on rotation. I roll, and he dunk on me so hard. So we go back down. Y'all run the same play. I'm late on rotation again, and he dunked on me. Like I'm trying to meet him he dunked on me. Y'all ran the same fucking play 3 times in a row. I'm already at the 3-point line. I left my man all the way at the corner. Like, fuck that. You gonna have to swing that bitch to the corner because he ain't dunking on me no more. I don't know if you remember that, but I just had to tell you.
I remember. You know what I remember about playing y'all, man. And we as a team used to always talk about y'all because y'all was really talented. You know what I'm saying? Y'all whole crew was talented.
Yeah.
But like we was talking about earlier, don't know how to win at the NBA
level. Don't know how to win.
It takes time. It takes growth. But talent-wise, y'all boys was nice. So we used to always talk about y'all because we'd look at a score sheet, you know, on the plane or whatever, and the Clippers lost by 30. But then I bet you Dicey be like, I bet they was doing this. I bet you. Y'all swag was so crazy because y'all would be losing by 40, but it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was still like, yeah.
We playing hard as hell.
It's steps to it. We gonna get better. Now, y'all mindset, the way y'all look and carry yourself, like, it's all right, we gonna get better. We get there. Y'all never wavered, dog. That's the one thing we always talked about, y'all. Y'all never wavered on y'all persona and how y'all treated the game, man.
Yeah,
that shit used to be so funny to us, man, because we'll beat y'all and y'all still up in the clouds. We gonna get our chance again.
Hey, cause for real, we was like how you said, like it didn't matter to us, like bro, we was like we in the league, we knew 100% we was in the Lakers town. It was the Lakers town, no doubt about it. But our thing was like, that's cool. We in the NBA though, like bruh.
Right.
All of us was like you said, we was so talented and young. Everybody was just thirsty to get to start their career. So it didn't matter. We got in, we was down 20 or whatever. It was like, it's my turn. I'm about to go off. I'm about to party. I'm about to celebrate if I score. Everybody about to see that we could hoop. And we gonna be up in people's face like, yeah, like, okay, that's all right. We getting smacked. We couldn't do nothing about that, but we about to give you this work right quick. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think the biggest part of that too, because like, you know, the Clippers had the cloud over their head. Didn't nobody want to go to the Clippers or play for the Clippers. Mm-hmm. We was cats that we was just happy to be in the NBA. So it really didn't matter that we was with the Clippers. So
right.
Instead of being players that got traded to Clippers in previous and was like, I'm finna get traded to the Clippers as long as they paying me. Fuck this year. We was just excited to be there. And I think that was just like, that would change for the Clippers. They got so many kids that wasn't in this league. They don't know nothing about the Clippers.
Right.
Don't know nothing about the history for real. But they excited to be here. And I feel like since that time, everything done changed since then.
Cause y'all gained a lot of fans.
Yeah.
A lot of fans. Shit.
Yeah. You start seeing folks with jerseys and stuff like that.
For sure.
When you I know you had them losing seasons with the Nuggets and so forth on, but like you say, you got with Mavs and they was a winning team. Mm-hmm. How did that feel? Because like y'all was like one of my, like that team was like one of my favorite teams. Nash, Finn, Dirk, you know what I'm saying? It was like, man, y'all stacked. Y'all got new jerseys. Y'all bring in young fellas like Josh Howard. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all was like there. Y'all was winning, but y'all wasn't getting over that edge. You know what I'm saying? You seen it later on when they finally won the championship, but it took damn near 8 years to finally get all the kinks out. But how was that like with Dallas and
it was cool because when I got there, I think they had just won maybe 1 or 2 playoff series. They had beat Utah, and they hadn't won a playoff series in a long time. And then I go there, and at the time, you know, LA was still, you know, the late show, you know what I'm saying? And then you had Sacramento. So my first year there, Sacramento beat us in the second round. And that was tough because we felt we had a good team. We could at least advance to the conference finals, but they mopped us up in the second round. And it's funny because I went home that summer, man. I went in my little weight room. I started posting all the point guards picture all in my weight room. You know, I said, I'm finna get ready for next season, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to be in that spot again. So, you know, we go back that next year, and next year we're thinking championship, you know what I'm saying? Like, we really thought we had a good enough team to get to that next level. And, you know, we win the first 2 series. You know, shit, we almost blew a 3-0 lead against Portland. They came back and tied that thing up.
I think that's when she got hurt and Zebo's playing, right?
Oh, man, Zebo went to work on us, man.
20 and 10 tonight. I remember
that. Jumping this high off the ground.
Can't jump over the phone book.
Oh, man. Zebo, Bonzi, she started, man, they was killing us, man. So we squeaked that one out, man. Then we got a chance to play Sacramento again, man. So that's the playoff series where I had a good series, man.
Yeah, I remember
that. And I remember everything that
bust Bobby Jackson ass.
It's
busting
crazy.
Bobby Jackson ass.
Man,
and Bobby B-Jack was a boy too.
Yeah,
he was nice.
Yeah,
tough.
Tough. He had one of the best snatch through the legs.
Oh. He crossed me like that. I lost sight of his ass. I was going on top of Keith. He crossed me like that. I'm looking like, what the fuck did he just go?
Yeah, he was so nice, man. But I had studied that film from the previous year, man, because when I went to Dallas, I wasn't in the playoffs for 3.5 years in Denver. And now I'm back in the playoffs. You kind of lose that grit and what it really takes, playoff basketball.
Right.
And I remember watching film, man, and a shot to go up, and I'm guarding Bobby Jackson. I just turn my head. He going in there laying that thing up with a tip. You know what I'm saying? So I watched all that film, and the next year we got a chance to play him. Man, that ball went up. I'm checking the world.
Yeah.
You know now I'm really locked in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm locked into you. So we ended up beating them, man. It was a hell of a series. C-Webb got hurt, but we ended up beating them, and then freaking Steve Kerr, dog. Steve Kerr, man.
Ain't played all year.
Ain't playing all year, man. It's 3-2, man. So we got a chance to take it back to San Antonio, man. This dude come off the bench, pop through this dude in, man. Ain't played 1 minute of the whole series. We in game 6. So we playing our zone because they got the Twin Towers, Dallas at that time, we playing small ball. So,
right.
Man, this dude come in, made about 6 or 7 threes, dog, in the fourth quarter. We up 11-13 going into the fourth. It's like, yeah, we going back to San Antonio. Man, Steve Kerr, look. Sent us home, dog.
When I got to Portland, they had Sheed and stuff, and I think we won like 13 out of 15 when I first got to Portland. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh, this is the first time I'm actually on a team that can compete. I've been in 2 organizations where I'm on the worst team in the NBA. I finally get to a team that I watch the playoffs every year. When you see your peers from your draft or any of your buddies make the playoffs, you want to be a part of that. The playoffs is the biggest stage. So, when I get to Portland, they done made the playoffs 22 years in a row. So I get there, and she be there for like a month and a half. So they finally trade she, because she like, I'm not signing back. So out of 22 years, this is the first year they didn't make the playoffs. So now we got Sharif, we got Theo. We got the great veteran players, Dame, DA. We get you on the team. I'm geeked, like, oh shit, this is the season we gonna make the playoffs. Like, I'm finally gonna make the playoffs, and I got people that I look up to, I respect, and I admire, and I love to play with. You know what I'm saying? Love to play with, and smart players. That season that we didn't make the playoff, it frustrated me so much. And I remember that season so much because, like, you didn't really say to nobody, like, oh, this shit frustrating that we ain't playing hard, or they playing like they want to get a draft pick with all these veteran players. I mean, when you got there, they was like, Sharif Abdul-Rahim didn't play the small forward since the 3rd year in the league, and he done played 10 years worth of power forward and get a double-double. I started small forward last year, and they told me, well, we're going to start Sharif at small forward before the season even started. We got you and Damon Stoudemire at point guard. We draft Sebastian, and some way they found some minutes for him to play, which was baffling to me. That team that we had, I explained it because this shit touched me. Because that's the team that I actually thought I had a chance of making the fucking playoff.
Let him have his moment.
So I got to get this off my chest. How did you feel about that team and the talent and just how he's good at the team, but you knew like the politics of the game fucked up that season?
Yeah, that was a crazy season, D. And even coming into it, like when I was in Golden State, and they said I was gonna get traded to Portland, I was excited. I was hell yeah, we gonna make. I knew we was gonna make the playoff. I knew that for a fact we was gonna make the playoff.
Too much heat.
That wasn't even a question.
Yeah.
But for me personally, the year before in Golden State, I had knee surgery. Now the year before in Dallas, I had knee surgery and I came back in 16 days. When I had the knee surgery in Golden State, I tried to come back early.
Yeah.
And I was never the same.
Yeah.
So by the time I got to Portland, I was trash.
Well, you weren't too much trash because we got a 50-point game out you.
No, see, I couldn't move the way I wanted to move. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I knew how to play the game. I knew how to score. You know what I'm saying? I knew how to do that, but my quickness wasn't there no more. So now it's just like, I got to be a point guard. Yeah, straight old school.
This is what I got to ask you, though, bro. Like, you just discovered iced coffee last year?
Man, that shit crazy, ain't it?
That shit nasty as fuck. Like
I don't even drink coffee at all, but like when I saw you, like you went on the tweeting spree, bro.
Let me tell you something, man. That shit was so good. Cause look, so you know, so I've been coaching, right? So when you coaching, like mama gotta drink coffee because we be having them early mornings. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you know, I don't like drinking no hot ass coffee because I be sweating too goddamn much. So I don't like drinking hot coffee. And dog, it was just one day, man. I'm getting ready to go play golf, man, and I was looking at the thing trying to get something to drink, and I seen that something said iced coffee. So I said, let me get an iced coffee and, you know, make it sweet. Man, I started sipping. I was like, damn, this shit good. Swear to God, man, like I never in my life heard of iced coffee, dog. Never.
I haven't either.
Now I just be trying all kind of iced coffees, man. I go to all kind of spots and just get
So what's the one that you recommend me to try? Which one would you recommend me to try that you think I can hop on the other side of the fence if I try this one?
Look, you go to Chick-fil-A?
Yeah.
Try that it's the frosty coffee or something like that, frozen coffee. Try that joint, man.
Okay. I'm on that.
Tell me what you think, man.
All right, I'm gonna let you know.
Tell me what you think.
When we come up in the NBA, you know, you want all the achievements. You want to have a nickname, win the championship, do all that. To get a nickname is a big achievement. And you got two of them. So they call you Nick at Night and Nick the Quick. So which one did you like the most that you take the most pride in?
I like both of them, man, but I'm probably gonna have to go with Nick the Quick, man. My man Chick Hearn, you know, rest in peace. You know, Chick was a legend, you know, with the Lakers. So Chick Hearn gave me that nickname, Nick the Quick, Nick the Quick. So, you know, that just stuck with me for a long time. And even to this day now, people call me Quick. It's funny because even when I was growing up, man, people used to call me Pearl, you know, Pearl Washington. That was my guy, so they used to call me Pearl growing up. I never really had a nickname in college, and then when I got to the league, old Chick Hearn started calling me Nick Quick.
Who did you when you grew up? Who was you watching? Like, man, I want to be like that person. That's who I patterned my game after.
I wouldn't say I wanted to be like them, but you know, stuff I would try to steal and go emulate. You know what I'm saying? Like my favorite point guard in college was Isaiah Thomas and Pearl Washington. That's why I wore 31 in Cincinnati, because of Pearl. Pearl had that in and out was so nasty. Mm-hmm. And Isaiah, when he was at Indiana, oh my God, he was mean. And you know, just watching those guys, and then guys like Kevin Johnson, Rod Strickland.
Ooh, Strick.
And David Edwards, when he was at Notre Dame, was nasty with it. So I just try to pattern myself, man, after a whole bunch of cats, man. Just take whatever I can, and if I can fit it into my game, then you know, it made me better.
You had a layup package that folks don't even really speak of, like your layup package. It's here. You know, a lot of people see your jumper and you score from the jumper, but when you used to go to the hole, you used to spin that joint off that backboard. Like, who put the layup package in your game?
Man, that was all Rod Strickland, dog.
Straight up.
I used to watch so much Strickland tape. When Strickland was at DePaul, he was so nasty, man. He was so nasty, and he was one of the dudes that when I started playing against, I'm like, man, you know, because that's one of the ones that you always watching, and you knew that he could go to work. And Strick was one of the best finishers from that point guard position I had ever seen at the time. And I used to try to emulate him, but I was so light, you know what I'm saying? I could finish a little bit, but Strick was finishing all the time at the basket, all the time. Whew.
Yeah.
I want to ask you this. I want to do start, bench, cut, right? With point guards, though. And since we talking about, you know, you're a little old school a little bit, we gonna go. I want to go Kenny Anderson, Rod Strickland, and Kenny Smith. All New York. You got start one, bench one, and cut one.
That's dirty there. All them cats, my guys. New York.
And Kenny gave you buckets.
I gotta start strict. I gotta start rock and rod. I gotta probably bring Kenny Anderson off the bench, and Kenny Smith gotta get cut, man. Okay, my guy, but he gotta get cut, man.
Hey, that's what make it tough. Somebody always gotta get cut.
Hey, no, but this one start bench cut, kick out the league.
Oh. This is his new wrinkle.
Is this a new segment, Mom?
Yeah, this is his new wrinkle.
Start bench cut, kick out the league. Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving, Damian Lillard.
Man, you tripping.
And man, who else? James Harden.
Check this out. So I work for the Dallas Mavericks, so I'm not allowed to speak on current players.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I like that.
Tampering. No tampering.
You and this player, I always just tell people, I was like, man, back in my era, I know it was, the Jason Kids and, all the people with the name, but you and Sam Cassell, to me, used to kill everybody's favorite point guards. You know what I'm saying?
2-point geezers.
And I know that's your man and stuff like that. Like, how was Sam, like, just speak up on Sam Cassell and just his game, your friendship, and just all that.
He a damn fool, man. Sam a fool. I mean, when the very first time I met this dude, man, we in JUCO, playing in the JUCO Jamboree, Stephen F. Austin, and I'm taking the ball out. I got the ball out over my head. I try to throw it in. He slapped it back out of bounds. I never met this dude. Don't know nothing about him. Got to take care of the ball, young fella. You got to take care of the ball. What's up, man? Now me and him just referee breaking us up and everything. And from that day, me and him became like that, man. It's the craziest thing ever because we ended up going to a JUCO All-Star game, started bonding more. Then we both came out at the same time. He went to Florida State. I went to Cincinnati. Then we got drafted at the same time. He the reason why I have moved to Texas. I moved to Houston, because of him. That's my dude, man. And that dude there, you talking about when the game on the line and somebody ain't afraid to take that big shot.
Free throw line.
2 point. Hey, listen, that boy know every time we seen him, we call him 2-point geezer.
I remember that.
Goes, hey, every single time. That's his name. 2-point geezer.
That shit was like a layup.
Hey, and going in slow motion.
Man.
No speed involved.
Getting to his spot every single time.
Whenever you want to.
His defense was his offense.
And he'll tell you that too.
Hey, let me ask you this. Out of all the teams you played for, if you had to pick 4 other players to play with, who is the 4 other players? You can't use me because I'm the one asked you, but who is the 4 other players that you would play for, that you would want to roll with out of all the teams you played for?
So they got to be position-wise?
No, you can just whoever the other 4 you want to run. Y'all can go small, you can go big, whatever you want to do. The 4 other ones you want to go against everybody with. Out of all the teams you play with.
I played with, huh? I played with a lot of more others, man.
You played with some heat. You played some heat, so you got some decisions to make.
So we saying this just because we want to win or just because they my boys?
No, just the best 4 you can put with you out of all the players you can play with.
Oof. Man, I got Shaq at the 5.
Okay.
Easy.
Now I got Dirk or Tim Duncan.
Yeah. Which
one? That should have been a
both
hard bench cut.
You got Dirk at small 4, you got Tim at the 4.
Damn, and I got McDyess.
Ooh, McDyess would be hard. And
I'm gonna go, man. At the time who I played with, I'm gonna go with Dirty. I'm gonna go with Dirk. Because when I played with Tim, that probably was a little bit later. That was around 2006. So Dirk was so mean around them early 2000s, it ain't make no sense.
Yeah, that shit.
Let me see at the 3. Shit. I'm gonna just go Finn and it's gonna have to be EJ.
Oh,
over Cole?
Nah, Cole.
Well, see, I'm just going by when they were playing, how good.
When they was with you. Okay, yeah. All right. So you don't want young Cole, you want to experience EJ. Okay, I get you.
Because Cole was in his first, couple years at the time. You know what I'm saying? If I would have did over the career, gotta pick Cole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. I
but
feel
at the time,
so you, EJ, Finn, Dirk, and Shaq. That's a 5 for your ass right there.
This is my favorite question. I like to ask when you first got that bag. You was second round pick, so it probably wasn't in. But like when you felt like I got some money. What did you treat yourself to? What did you go out there and say? Like looking back at it now, like man, I did that. That was crazy. But like it was live when you did it.
That's crazy. I don't know, man. That's a good question. I did. I bought a Rolex one time. I bought a presidential one time, dog. and I remember that thing. That thing was so crispy.
Hey,
you barely would.
Barely, exactly.
I was about to say, look.
Hey, matter of fact, probably I think somebody got me in LA for
it. How much you pay for it?
Like $150.
Ooh.
Ow!
50 feet, extra crispy, no size.
What? Weezy?
Yeah.
I didn't think he was about to say that. Oh.
Yeah.
The
dumb shit we used to do.
You know that's right. They never gave you boys money.
Right.
We definitely appreciate you coming on, bro, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that, bro.
This definitely love, man. You one of the ones that, man, we rave about, we always speak about, that we watched and admired and appreciate everything you brought to the game and continue to bring to the game.
And the real hoopers know. You one of them ones.